Greetings everybody, Aussie Dave here. I'm about to start work on the new bathroom, battery room for the cabin, and I was going to put a door in over here, but like I've changed my mind because the window's too big. I can't fit the whole lot in, so the door will have to go in the shed. So I'm going to start laying some bricks soon. I'm just putting in this expansion joint between the existing cabin and the new extension. Now I picked up this expansion joint on the road a couple of years ago, and they've improved it a lot since I last used some. They put a sticky back on it, so makes it real easy. You used to have to either nail it to the brickwork or just persevere with it hanging down while you're putting bricks up against it. It was a pain in the ass, so this is really good. So yeah. Just put that there like that, and that'll do. Look at that, beautiful. So what happens is your bricks butt up against that, and any sort of vertical movement from expansion or settling, you don't get a big long crack in the wall. Alright, back in a minute. Go knock run out of bicol, but my old man always used to use a bit of washing up liquid. It's just to make the mix a bit more elastic, easier to work with, and that. Putting in some brown oxide. If I remember, I used to use one of these, and yeah, start mixing them up. My dad was a bricklayer, and my grandfather was as well, and I worked with Dad for probably full time, I think maybe 3 years, and just as a labourer, and we always used to use just the barra. Rarely would we use the mixer unless we're on a really big job, and I only lay about maximum about 400 bricks a day. I'm not a professional bricklayer, so barra's good enough for me. Now this sand that I bought, it's shit. I asked for bricky sand, and what he's given me is like probably, I'd say it's 90% Sydney sand, which is like it's more for using in like rendering and stuff like that. It's got no body in it. I had a little bit of bricky sand left there, so I mixed it in with it. So it'll have to do. These bricks are seconds. So you've got to pick the good side on them. See, that one's got a bit of a chip out of him. Put it on the inside, it's going to be rendered, so I haven't laid bricks for about 5 years, I think. Yeah, about 5 years. I laid the last brick on the cabin, so it'll take me a couple of hundred to get back into it, and but yeah, it'll come along okay. Alright, 5 courses all around. At the moment I'm just putting in this brick tour. It's pretty much just a wire, like chicken wire, and the purpose of it is to stop vertical cracking in the brickwork. Now look, it doesn't really need it, because the slab underneath is really thick. Like I put the footings in here and it was a bit of overkill. So I'm just using it up. It's left over from the cabin, so I may as well get rid of it. It all makes a better job. So you pretty much lay your bricks straight over the top of it. So here we are, guys. I got almost 10 courses done before I run out of bricky sand. That sand that I got there, it's no good on its own. I can use it 50-50, but I've run out of what bricky sand I had. So I've got to go to town now, get some lime, get some more sand, and keep going. So I'm up to window height now, so what will happen is I'll put the windows in here and I'll run a course of a brick pier course up the back, and that'll tie the window in. You have a windowsill on the front. Put one of these bars into the actual house. The idea of this is it stops any sort of movement if the slab drops away, or people slamming the door. The wall doesn't move because you've got that damp course there. It's not tied in, or not damp course, expansion joint. So yeah, these go into the wall, and that just ties the wall to that wall, and you can still get the vertical cracking with the expansion joint. So all good. Get tapped in there, so to speak. All right. Just need a hammer hole now for jointing. So you use some mud that's almost gone off. Doesn't get the wall as dirty. And you're cleaning the wall up at the same time, or cleaning the floor up. Sorry. So what I do is I'll just quickly go like this, and all the perks. Okay, now I'm going to use this thing. It's called a jointer, and so what you do is you do your vertical perks first, normal. You've got to wait till the wall goes off a bit too. You don't want to do it while it's too wet, otherwise you smudge it. But when it's all finished, you go over it with a brush. Here, some of these bricks that I pulled out of another job years ago. A couple of these bricks, like that one, actually come from Marsden Hospital when they were knocking it down. So, bit of an antique. Now this is Scotch Hammer, and made for cleaning bricks. It does a really good job actually. You don't break many bricks with it. One of the worst jobs you can do as a brickie's labourer is cleaning bricks. Remember I did a job with Dad years ago, and I had to clean about, it was about 3,000 commons that were covered in cement. You end up with like one big arm after a few weeks from swinging the hammer. Right. Up to the top of the door now. I set this bodgy scaffolding up just with some milk crates, and coming along all right. It's a bit rough above the door there, but so what I do is I'll put this lintel, steel bar, above the window, above the door, sorry. Just probably get away without using it, but better job. Okay, I got this wall up. I had to do a couple of cuts here, but I put a vent in here to get around it. And probably not the best sort of thing, but I'll be the only one that notices it. And I'll give it a brush down and some clean with some acid, and that'll be all right. So I'll pull this scaffold down now and set it up on the other side. And there'll be a fascia going over this. So that'll cover all those cuts. So yeah, it'll look all right, I think. Windowsill on. Alright, that's all the brickwork done. What I'm going to do now is bag the wall. That's what we used to call it anyway. So what you end up doing, you get a bit of old Hessian cloth. These are old sandbags. And you make up a mix of really sloppy cement mortar with a bit of lime in it. And I've wet the wall down with a hose so it doesn't dry out too quick. So what you do pretty much is just fill in all the holes. And you end up with a rough finish, and comes up quite nice actually. And then I'll put once it dries, I'll put a coat of white paint over the whole lot. But it's an easy way of getting a nice finish on a rough wall. So. Sticking really good. It's got a bit of lime in the mortar. And I'm thumbing and ahhing whether to keep that wall in face brick and just have this as rough, but finished up doing. Yeah, come up quite nice actually. The brickwork still has to be cleaned with acid, so it's looking a bit rough at the moment, but no, it's quite good actually. I'll see how we go. Okay, we've got it all done. I actually put the door on, painted it. I've just got to fit the lock now and be able to use it as a room. So I'd say this job's almost done. So just a matter of cleaning the brickwork now, and at some point I'll put a bathtub in there. It'll be all good. All right, thanks for watching guys. More videos coming soon.